Good morning and hello everyone, and welcome to our daily video on the 7th of November. Now let's start looking at the market with the dollar yen, because with the dollar yen, as I did say, we have a big trend up and it's going up, but we're expecting some pullbacks before we continue to go up. Now this pullback is today Yellen is talking, tomorrow Draghi is talking, so I don't know exactly how it's going to eventuate, but if they were not talking, we would have already been selling, simply because they are talking and we don't know if the market's going to spike or not. It's worthwhile using the opportunity when Yellen and Draghi talks to actually trade then, after seeing what the market reaction does. So there's a lot of opportunity to be trading this week on the back of those talks. Now dollar yen, I'm expecting the market to pull back to these levels before continuing with the trend, or even further back. We'll have to see. We'll first let it pull back and then we'll eventuate what to do with it on the longer time period. Okay, as you can see, the market does have some room to go up. It can spike up there when they talk today and tomorrow, so it's worthwhile just being careful. However, in the interim, like possibly next week, I'd be expecting the market to pull back, okay, and then the week after possibly a double top or slightly higher with divergence to sell it off again. So there are a few opportunities we're going to be taking a look at. In the meantime, just be mindful that Yellen and Draghi talks today and tomorrow are going to be opportunities to be trading. Dollar franc, let's take a look at that. Same with the dollar franc. The market did pull back yesterday, so we're expecting that. It's not a big deal. 0.99948 is the level it pulled back to, simply because that was the level that it really broke the other day. Okay, so during the beginning of the week. So that's why the market is still around here. Once again, I'm also expecting this to pull back, to fall back, but it's going to depend on those talks. If the market does pull back on this, we could see the dollar franc all the way back around the 0.97 region. Okay, it's not far-fetched, simply because the upper move was so intense that if it pulls back, it's going to pull back to around 0.9815, which is a 50% mark, and slightly lower than that is 97.40 area there. So it could pretty much pull back to those levels. So there'll be an opportunity to make a good trade on this currency pair when that pullback starts to happen. Let's take a look at the pound dollar. Yesterday I did mention the pound dollar would be going down from this bottom of the channel line because it was testing it there, pull back nicely here. So today what it might do is it might retest that line here again, okay, and we'll see how that goes. So if you're going to trade though, just make sure you're using the news as an opportunity to test where the market's going. As you know, the pound dollar in the long term has been pretty beaten up due to Brexit, so it's now trying to recoup itself, let's say regather some points, and it's making this short-term upper trend. And I think this upper trend is going to be quite good for the pound, and I think it would carry on possibly next week as well. So I wouldn't be too rash in selling them off. I think this whole pullback that started this trend, if you measure it all the way from the top, has got a really good opportunity to be coming back to some decent Fibonacci retracement level. And if we just follow that through, as you can see, it bounced off the 50 level here, and it could pretty much end up at 1.28 40-50 region, or even slightly higher if it tests that 38.2 retracement level there. Let's take a look at the euro dollar daily. Same here, as you can see, we are at the bottom of the channel, so we've got a nice little bounce. Yesterday I did mention this area 1.0672. Okay, I did mention that, and the market kind of pulled up there. The only thing that worries me is Yellen and Draghi talking. Okay, when Draghi talks, the market always seems to fall, so this guy kind of has a bad influence on the market, because everybody starts selling off. So here is the situation. We could see just one more dip, and if that dip happens, it'll be this level there. So just be mindful, okay, that this is an opportunity for the market to pull back to around 1.0620. It could still do that. If you if you played on yesterday's bounce, okay, you did a good job, I reckon, because it bounced enough to take some good profit. Let me just pull that up forward for you. Okay, this was where yesterday we said the market would bounce off from, and as you can see, the market did bounce off about 50 points up, so you had enough to take profit and to cover yourself. You can even follow that trade up if you put some partial profit in your pockets. A dollar Canadian. Now, around this area, I was expecting an up move. It's still in this area, hasn't done the up move yet. Okay, so we're just going to have to wait and see. If you entered that trade, I would put your stop loss just under the bottom of yesterday, which is just under 1.34042. And if the market pulled up a little bit in your direction, I'd close that with no loss or minimum loss, simply because now we have a bit of a side move on that support. So that support is a bit of a question mark now. Okay, and in the middle of the channel, it would be a bit more risky since it didn't really have that bounce off. Aussie dollar. Now, if you bought yesterday where I said this 0.7470 was a good idea, you would have done all right, because once you bought that, the market went up 30 pips, you would have taken some profit, moved your stop forward, and then if the remaining of your position did get stop out with this pullback, you would have been all right. As you know, I'm always recommending that you take partial profits when you're playing on these bounces, because what it'll do is it'll give you some money in your pocket, then you've got some breathing space on the trade, and you can move your stop forward, and if things go pear-shaped, you can just get out and you won't lose any money. So Aussie dollar, what to do with this? Well, I think let's just take a look at the daily chart. Since I'm an Australian, I like to look at this and I like to see where it's going. I guess we all do with the currencies of our countries. So let's see where we're going to go with this. Now, Aussie dollar, we're in the sideways market, so obviously we want to buy somewhere, and looks like it's going to be around 74.20 region. Alright, so that's going to be a nice buy area, a buy level there, and as you can see, the market's in this range here. So if we see it at 74.20, I think it's a good area to buy. If I just bring this to a 4-hour chart, there we go. What we might want to do is, okay, what we might see is just the market popping its head a bit lower, as you can see down here. Okay, so this triangle area is going to be a good spot to buy. You can also, what you can do is, if the market does pick up, you can just do this, and as the market tightens up here, if it breaks out, then you can kind of go up with that break up movement. Let's take a look at oil and gold. Now this is gold, we're on the gold chart. I still have this 1,201 looking at us, staring at us over here. If it does dip its head down there, I'm telling you that's a good level to buy. It's good to play the bounce on that level. So that 1,200 level is pretty much staring us in the eye there. So if you're into gold, keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at Brent. I did mention yesterday, if it breaks out, to follow that. In fact, before yesterday, I think. And then now we've got the sideways market, maybe slight pulling back. What you want to do is possibly buy around, where is the question? Possibly around, well, it's nearly there, 45.90. Yeah, 45.60, possibly good level to come back and then carry on. I think this is going to be a good trend in the short term to kind of like follow through if you're into day trading the Brent. I hope that helps. Have a great day, and like I said, just like to remind you again that Yellen will be talking today, Draghi tomorrow, so it's going to move and shake the markets. Just be careful on those. Have a great day.